Oh, all right. Today I've got a testimony. It's all gonna be all right. That's how the Irish say it over there. Um, I got mad at God. I got depressed and hopeless, and I said, "Why would you leave me here? It's 102 in the shade. Like, yeah, I'm sitting in a parking lot in a car. It's a big old car. For those who aren't aware, it's my RV. That's also my house." But I'm basically sitting in a car in a parking lot all day long, and my mom's thermometer said 107 out there, and I'm kind of used to it. I was joking. I'm like, I hope it doesn't get to be 120 like it was last summer. Well, last summer I was up on the roof putting shingles up, at metal, and it was hard. It kicked the expert's ass. He'd been doing it for 30 years, and he had to tap out a few times. So you better believe I did. He was mad at them teenagers for not working harder, and I didn't understand, but I don't want to get into that. So here I am, and I lost every truck driving job I had because I said I won't put people in danger unnecessarily. I won't break the law. I'm going to do this safe and legal, or I'm not going to do it at all. And so here I am, back here again. I was mad at God. I still have a little bit of that feeling in my soul. But I see why, today God did a miracle. I finally found out that, I don't really want to get into that, but that for some reason when I send applications on Indeed, they're getting deleted before the people ever read them. When I send applications to somebody's direct company application on their website, they never receive it. I don't want to talk about that. Your guess is as good as mine. But somebody somewhere, there's something that's preventing me from applying and getting a job properly. And Jesus promised us this would happen. Like, he said, the world cannot hate you. For me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works hereof are evil. Jesus said, the world can't hate you. The world will hate me living in you. Because it's not you, it's me that convicts them of their sins. And I really lean on that, because the world treats me like they hate me. And they tell me that they hate me. And Christ reminds me they don't hate me. They hate him. And that's kind of even more heartbreaking. But just remember, it ain't personal. But he also said the servant does not get better treatment than the master. He said, you see how they treated me? They called me the prince of demons. He said, they will treat you even worse. Just because you follow me. It's true. Everything that Jesus said is true. And I've been going through that, and I've been saying, God, where is my deliverance? Where is my rock that springs forth water? Well, I'll tell you what, God also convicted me that Solomon didn't have a smartphone. Solomon didn't have a motorhome. Solomon lived in the desert. He rode a horse. He had a chariot, a bier that they would put on horse, or people would carry him around in. But he didn't have what I have. Like, just across the parking lot, there's a water spigot. You pick up the hand, water just comes out. It's even kind of refreshingly cool. I got a tank of it. I got a shower. Like, things that the richest people in the Bible didn't have. I have air conditioning. Like, it's not on, obviously. It's very expensive. I don't have enough money to run it all the time. But if it gets to the point where I'm really going to die, you better believe I'm putting that 5-gallon jug in the generator, and I'll turn the AC on. And I'll call somebody for help before that generator runs out of gas. So I am blessed. Like, we're all blessed. The homeless in America live better than a lot of people in the world today. And the poor in Nigeria have things that Solomon could not have imagined. Well, he sat there in his temple full of the golden shields. He could not have imagined YouTube. So, so God reminds me that, like, Our Egypt is not the same as the people of Israel's Egypt. They were enslaved for 300 years by the Pharaoh in the desert. And then they walked through the desert and the dust, and they were hungry and starving, and they were attacked by cobras. It ain't that bad. It's bad, but it ain't that bad. But still, I said, God, I'm here because I did good. Shouldn't you come and rescue me now? And I became angry and disgusted and frustrated with God, with Job, and with God. When I found out that somebody's blocking the job applications I send, so they don't even get viewed, let alone like viewed and rejected. Nobody even sees them. I got no chance, no matter how well I apply. So I said, well, who could I talk to? Who's a real person I could go and speak to face, and show them the skills and abilities that I have and experience I've got, and convince them that I'll do better than the next guy and at least get some money coming in. Well, I had sworn when I left the melting pot I would never work in food service again. But sometimes the first call, when we call God and we say, hey God, I need deliverance, sometimes his response is, you do need deliverance. First you need humility, and then you need deliverance. And so I called my good friend Derek. And I have come to respect Derek and admire him, even though when I worked for him, I thought he wasn't a great guy to work for. I didn't know God then, and I've come to see that the things Derek taught me have helped me so much in life. He was right. He wasn't always gentle about it, but gentle didn't get through to me. That's why, So I texted Derek, and he said, come meet with me. And of course I said, sure. He said, can you come tomorrow? I'm like, I've got all the time in the world and nothing to do but try to get a job. And I know it looks like I have paint out here, but I don't. I had a big old beard, goatee type thing, and I liked it. It was really caveman, but I'm dying out here in this heat. I tell you what, my skin started to be so fucked up underneath the beard because it's just sweat all the time. You can wash your face and just immediately sweat again. And so I had to cut the beard off. I'm holding on to my hair. I don't know. I'm not quite ready to let go of that. But the beard is disposable to me, so I cut that off. Of course, I look like this, and I had told her, I thought by this morning I'd look better, but I didn't. And I just had to go on faith and be like, God, you know what? I'm going to show up to the interview looking terrible. And I was trying to figure out, like, it was 110 earlier. I don't know. It was hotter than it is now. Maybe. It felt like it. And so I took a shower, but literally before I could get dressed, I've already sweated through my shirt. Like, before I'm finished getting my shoes on, like, the shirt is getting soaked with sweat, and I'm like, and I dried myself with a towel after the shower, like. And so, sorry if that's too many details, but the point is, I'm like trying to get to this interview. Like, God gave me a chance, and it's not the chance I asked for, it's not the chance I wanted, but I need a chance. And it's not going well before I've even left the house. But so I figured, all right, well, I took the nice overshirt off. I put on a white t-shirt, and I'm like, I'll wear this till I get there. I'll put this, I'll wear this as an undershirt to soak up the sweat, and then, I'll leave the shirt unbuttoned, and then I had to just take it off. But at least when I got there, I could put that on over the cotton t-shirt and look sharp enough, right? And it is occurring to me, like, am I going to do this every day? Like, what's my long game here? But hopefully it won't be so hot every day. And so I get everything together. I lock the house up. I go to the bus stop. I'm sitting there at the bus stop, sweating. There's a guy sitting on a suitcase. I don't know if he's waiting for the bus or just lives there. Like, you know what I mean? It's just bad times. And my phone rings. I got a missed call from my friend, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I need to apologize to him. He tried to tell me, don't move to West Virginia with that crazy woman, and I didn't take well to that. I said, I love her. She's the only one who cares about me. Well, she lied to the police, got a warrant out for my arrest. I don't still see things the same way as I did. And I felt bad for my real friends who've been here for me for 10 and 15 years, who've offered me a room in their home at times, you know, and maybe I should have took them up on it, but, you know, but I like to be independent. I like the RV. I want to have my own house, and I'm fighting for it. It's all going to pay off in time, But anyway, so he called me, and I'm sitting there trying to text him, trying to find the words to say, hey, man, because I know I ran into a friend of his at the Costco the other day, helping my mom get some stuff, and she got me a hot dog. So anyways, I'm sorry, I get too distracted. Anyway, so I'm sitting there at the bus stop, and I get a call from my friend. I'm trying to figure out what to say to him. And before I can finish the text message, somebody says my name. I look up, he's standing right in front of me. He's like, I just drove by. He lives like 45 minutes away from here. He's like, I just drove by, saw your ass at the bus stop. I'm like, yeah. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to a job interview. He's like, well, hey, throw the bike in the truck. I'll take you there. And so I got to the job interview early. That was awesome. You know, Derek's a man who likes people being on time, and on time is almost as good as early. So, you know, so I got there, and I just told him a little bit about things are going, you know, not well, but I got this opportunity today. I met with Derek. He's actually like, he's got an opportunity. He's trying to find the right person. He's trying to start a food truck. He owns 2 restaurants. He's trying to add a food truck. I love trucking. I've always wanted to have a little sandwich food truck. Like, since before I was 18, like before I was old enough to work, I would make sandwiches and go, these are awesome. Someday I'm going to have a food truck. I'm going to sell these sandwiches out of it. And I won't get rich that way, but I'll make a lot of people smile. And I make enough, theoretically, I don't know. But anyway, so I don't know. He says he's got a few different openings available, but he just wants to make sure I'm serious about it. I'm like, I tried my way. I'm ready to try your way. You know? I'm like, I'm serious about, I'm looking for some life guidance, not just a throwaway job. I'm looking for somebody that I can work under, you know, and be lifted, you know, be encouraged and educated. And so that was really cool. He said, well, I'll get you scheduled, you know, I'll tell you, you know. I told him I'll do whatever you want me to do. So so I was going to ride the bike a little bit because I've, you know, a little bit of steam to blow off. I was excited about all that. And I'm wearing my jeans and it's still 105 or whatever, and I'd start pedaling the bike, and pretty quick I'm like, oh no. And God's like, wait, just stop right here. Just stop right here for a second. I'm like, okay. And I felt him so clearly. He was like, wait, just stop. Go into the little tunnel there that goes to the pavilion here in Charlottesville. It's like a outside concert stage, and they're setting up for a concert, and I'm just sitting there in the tunnel in the shade. It's nice and cool comparatively, and you know, and I look at my phone. I pull my phone out. I was gonna figure out where's the bus to get back up here because I didn't want to pedal the whole way. And I had a missed call from my mom, and she texted me. She was trying to drop some mail off at the RV and noticed I wasn't here, and so I called her. Apparently she was like could have farted. She might have heard it if I farted loud enough. Sorry, that's not the best way to describe distance. But she was really nearby, and so she just pulled into a parking space and stopped, and I went and met her, and she bought me lunch and drove me back up here with the bicycle. I'm like, I didn't even ride the thing except to the bus stop. Like, why'd I even bring this with me? You know, that was pretty cool. And I just, wow. And I'm back here, and I'm encouraged. I'm filled with hope again. And I've got a job, and it's a good job. And I already know that, even though I haven't started because I worked there before. And the reason I wanted to make this video, and I had to tell you the story. And if you don't know, if you haven't kept, I don't know how much of it I've even put up here, but for my friends and family, that's not a tenth of it. Like, I lost my trucking career. I love this woman. And I threw everything away for this life that I believed in, and that life did not happen. She chose drugs and gangs and prostitution and to lie to the police and try to have them arrest me. The FBI was involved. They came to my house looking for her. Like, it was bad. All right, it was. Everybody has a crazy ex-girlfriend, but let me tell you, it was bad. Um, and I still love her. Just in case she ever sees this, I want to make sure everybody, but especially she, knows that I still believe in her. I do accept you for who you are and the way that you are. I just don't accept you treating yourself so badly. All right. But I have to move on, and I have to live my life, and I don't even know how to do that now. It's so fucking broken. And so, I wonder, does the FBI think I was involved? And is that why things aren't really going so well for me? I don't know. But I lost everything, and then I tried to run away from a speeding ticket because I didn't want to make my trucking career even worse. I didn't want to get a speeding ticket in my car. So I got a worse ticket, and I went straight to jail for going 123, running away from the cops. They didn't have a sense of humor about that at all. So from there, I've been trying to rebuild for 2 years now. And I'm living in the Kroger parking lot. The rebuilding has not gone as well as I had anticipated. And finally I got a job. And I want to tell my family, like, look what God has done for me. I literally didn't even have to ride the bus. I mean, I probably will ride the bus tomorrow. But God said, just so you know, I'm not just going to make a way for you. I'm going to carry you there, even though you could still walk. I'm going to carry you. And he did. He sent a friend from 45 minutes away just to pick me up in town, take me to my interview, just literally as a miracle. Neither one of us saw that coming. And then he sent my mom, who was right there at where I was interviewing, right as I left. She was right there, and she drove me back here. Like, he just speaks, he doesn't just do it. Sometimes he does it and he sends a message on top of it. Like he sends a box of food and he sends a letter that says, just so you know, that was me. And but I hear, well, people will say, well, if God did it, if it's a miracle from God, why did he wait so long? Why did he leave you suffering for 2 years? And, like, listen, I'm not out of the suffering yet, all right? This is not a get by easy plan. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a go work hard at a restaurant and start rebuilding. Hopefully by wintertime